Hello plant community, thanks for tuning into Full of Foliage. Pam's here creating a safe space, showing lots of grace, sharing a lot of plant care, plant hauls, planty crafts, and the occasional shopping trips. Join me so that we can become planty friends, have fun, and possibly learn and grow. Hey guys, as you know, I truly love my Hoyas. But what I love even more, or just equally as much as Hoyas, is actually my Philodendrons. So today I thought it would be cool for me to showcase you guys my entire Philodendron collection, but also rank them from the lowest to my top number one must-have out of my entire collection. So if this seems like something that would be of interest to you and you think someone else can enjoy this video, please double check to make sure first if you're subscribed. Like and share, as well as give big thumbs up. Thank you so much in advance. So let's just jump right in. So I counted and I have a total of 26 varieties of philodendron, which compared to my Hoya, it's just a fraction of the number of Hoyas that I own. These plants, though, the majority of them has been in my collection the longest, more so than my ever-growing Hoya list. So I'm starting off with actually these next few are the new ones to my collection, and I arranged it in a way as far as the ones that I like that's new. And what I mean by new, I'm talking about between a range of maybe a couple of months ago to maybe 2 weeks ago as far as actually being in my collection. So I really it's just going to show and tell you guys. I don't really have much to say about it because they haven't been with me long enough to shed some light and perhaps provide my personal experience with them. So yeah, this is going to be a long one. I'm going to try to go through it as quickly as possible, but I recommend you guys get something to drink, possibly a snack, because this is going to be hopefully an enjoyable one since you like philodendrons as much as I do. So, number 26, you guys, starting off with my Spiritus Sancti. I've been wanting this plant. This year, it seems like they just dropped dramatically in price, and I was able to actually get one that fit my budget. She's not very big as of yet. I'm hoping she'll get those nice, massive, long leaves, strappiness of the leaves. She did just unfurl this, and y'all may have seen that in my update video that I just not too long ago did. I'm not sure, and I believe this might be, seem like it might be new growth, and yeah, so I'm just waiting to see. I haven't had her long. She's probably been in my collection probably around the 2-month range. But yeah, let's see if she can, if growing her bumps her up on the list for next time. Who knows? Number 25 is my Philodendron rugosum. Is that how you pronounce it? Now, I initially brought this plant because I was intrigued by the texture. You know, they call it the pigskin philodendron, and I wanted to know exactly what they meant by that. But if the camera is showing you guys, you see that lining in the leaves. It does give you a certain rough texture, I guess, as to what the skin of a pig feels like with the very smooth back. And I do like the little light, if you can see the light edge. Now, she's been growing kind of slowly. Again, this is another one that I've had for my 2-month range, but maybe fast now that I think about it, because since I've had her, this is the second leaf that she has given me. So maybe a moderate grower if I wanted to be fair to this plant. I don't know how I feel about it though. I think she may need more light than what I'm giving her. Right now she's just on the floor in my sunroom, so she's not being blasted with light or anything like that. So I'm trying to really figure it out. What I've noticed though, she can be quite thirsty. I'm watering her way more frequently than I've noticed that I'm watering my other philodendrons. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure her out right now at the moment. My next one, you guys, number 24 is my Philodendron Snowdrift. You guys, I've had her, and you know, I may be lying to you guys because actually it may be a range of 3 months because I've had her for quite longer than the other two that I just made a mention of. But I really wanted to get the plant because of this mintiness. It's like she goes through transformations, as you can see. Like she'll unfurl this very beautiful snowy like color, and then it changes to a minty type of sensation, and then it goes to some kind of a golden form. So I really love this plant. So far she has given me 2 leaves, and I think she is working on another one coming out. So I would say she is a pretty moderate grower. She's a beautiful plant. I would not be surprised, honestly, if I'm able to actually bring the best out of her, that she would actually climb up in the rankings of my selection. Now, also too, you guys, we're probably going to take little sections here and there because I brought a lot of my philodendrons in here, and it's like really crowded in here. So in order to make room for me to be able to show you guys properly, I'm going to have to probably put some of these plants back just to have open spacing. So if y'all can bear with me when we do that. My next one, and number 23, I'm so glad I added this plant to my collection. Absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And this is my Jose Bueno, you guys. She's given me 3 leaves since she's been in my care. She is being grown off of artificial lighting, and she's just been pushing it out. So I'm thinking giving her proper lighting must be the way to go with this plant as far as getting her to grow moderately. But you guys, look at the variation of colors here. It's just so beautiful. And this leaf, I mean, it's such a dream. So I'm really excited to see if I can get her to get large as some of my other philodendrons. I hope so. I think I will be able to. She's another one. She has a little bit of roots coming out, but I'm not going to mess with her. She's another one that I find to be quite thirsty girl, but if you give her proper lighting, she really soaks up the light. So I think that's the reason why I'm watering her so much more. But she's been pretty steady grower for me, so I hope we get to maintain that growth pattern. Now my next one, number 22 on the list, and y'all probably seen this too. If you've watched me do my plant update, a lot of these you've probably already seen. You just don't know the ranking of it. But 22 is this beautiful, beautiful Florida Beauty, and what a beauty she is. Now I just noticed something funky going on with this leaf. I'm gonna have to just take a look at that. She has some spots. I didn't even notice that on the back. I don't know. It's not. Hope it's not some kind of infection. But if push comes to shove, either cut it off or treat it, one or the other. But anyway, she's looking beautiful. I mean, even this leaf. I mean, it came damaged like that, but you know, it's okay. This is the latest leaf though, so it didn't give me any color. That hasn't grew bigger and hardened off yet. It just recently unfurled, but I'm really hoping that I can get have her just really look like a beautiful, nice, colorful tree in my collection. Yeah, I couldn't believe that I got her at a very affordable price for this size. I didn't even think I would see it again for the price that I paid for it. My next one, you guys, this is where we're starting to get into the realm of me having plants in my collection for quite some time now. So it's kind of almost being ranked a little bit in that scenario. So number 21, you guys, is actually, I can't and I do apologize. I call it my Philodendron No ID. No ID, you guys, because I had this plant for almost 5 years now. I got it from Ecuador. I purchased her. She was climbing upright. You may have seen me spotlight her when I did a major chop because she had lost a lot of her leaves and she was looking not aesthetically pleasing. This was the plant that if you remember, I completely chopped off, saved what I could, and restarted her. But honestly, you guys, I mean, she's not a bad looking plant, and she has some crazy growth that's just taking time to unfurl, but I'm not as in love with this plant as I once was. And I don't know why. It's just that she's just an all green beauty, and you know I love my plain Janes, but she's just not doing it for me anymore. So I wouldn't be too surprised if she winds up not being in my collection much longer, meaning I have to find a new home for her. But yeah, I mean, I'm very underwhelmed when it comes to this plant. And yeah, that's all I can say about her. I wish I knew that I remembered the name, but I just don't. And the fact that I didn't even take the time to find out for you guys, I guess is an indication of me not caring that much for the plant to begin with. I'm so sorry because you are important, but this is where we're at. This is where we must part ways. Okay, now I'm going to clear out some space so I can make room and we can start going back down to the next ranking. Okay, so cleared away some of the plants. So now we need to jump down to it. So my number 20. I'm trying my best to remember the numbers and ranking. But my number 20, you guys, is actually this plant right here. My Philodendron Adaptable. Now, I'm not 100% sure the order of my videos, how it's going to go out. You may or may not have already seen this plant in this state. And in that video, I talk about what happened with her. So, yeah, I'm not going to go into what happened to her. But anyway, this plant is being started over. And I just chopped her. And right now, I'm just trying to re-root her. She has not been like a good grower for me as of yet. She's given me, I think the fan is pushing it. She's given me maybe 1 or 2 leaves, and as badly as I wanted the plants, because y'all know how I love the burgundy red backs, and I love the strappiness of leaves, she just have not been the grower that I kind of anticipated, and that's the main reason why. And then to topple over with the fact that I had to start her over is the reason why she's ranked number 20. Okay, so number 19, you guys. Plant is too big for me to even pull in here, show y'all live, where it took up all the space anyway. And that's my Philodendron Glad Hands. You're going to see a B-roll of that really quickly. She is a beautiful plant. I can say, since I've had her for several years, she has been what I would consider a fast grower. Lately, if you watch my plant update, one of the challenges has been like some of her leaves has been yellowing. And I know it's a watering issue. I could be either watering her too much or not watering her enough. I'm leaning more towards the side of not watering her enough. Like I said, if it was just one leaf, then I know, you know, that's what leaves do from time to time. But when you start seeing multiple ones turning that color, you know it's something going on. So I don't feel like it's a pest issue. It very well could be me just not watering her adequately enough, considering she is right there by the grow light. So I know she's using up way more energy than she normally would, hence why she would be more thirsty. So I just have to be a little bit more mindful of making sure that she gets the healthy drink that she so deserves, because she is a beast of a plant. She is literally my height. She's just so wide, you know, and I kind of got her like shoved in the corner right there. So yeah, that's my Glad Hands, and I'm glad that I do have her in my collection. I don't see me parting ways with her anytime soon. My next plant, I laughed because I was thinking about that last statement about parting ways. But I wouldn't part my ways with her because I really wanted this plant for quite some time. I just took it out of the nursery pot, the cashpo, and she has some little roots going on right here in this big thick root. So I'm trying to, remember I had her hanging down. I did what you guys recommended as far as instead of me chopping her and propping her and then re-establishing her, I did try to rewound the stem around a bit in hopes that she'll root that way. I'm not 100% sure if it's working or not. There's roots. Well, maybe it is. I'm not sure, but I do see some form of roots coming right here. Of course, this leaf, it was one of the oldest leaves. She's yellowed off. I need to cut her off. I have this leaf that's going away. Sometimes, if I don't see that it's damaging or hurting the plant too much, I kind of just leave them on and let them do their thing. But if it's not, if it's an issue, I will cut it off. I probably should because it's more than one. I fell in love with her just for the simple fact of the shape of the leaves. It just gives me fall time vibes. I'm thinking of some kind of tree leaf, and dangling and hanging over or even growing up really intensifies or create that jungle feel that I'm going after in my home. So I really hope I can get her to look a little bit better than what she's looking. But I still love this plant nonetheless. But she is, what number is she? She is my number 18. Number 17, you guys, I'm going to pick her up. It is my Jungle Boogie, you guys. And I've had this plant for years, and we've had a very up and down relationship here. You know, she was full, lost a lot of leaves, start over, tried to solve the spotting issue with her, and she has not been like a steady grower or even a fast grower in my care for some reason. And she's one of the plants that I do put outside every growing season in hopes that I can bring the beauty out of this plant, because I was completely mesmerized when I first saw this plant or got introduced to this plant for the same reason. It gives off jungle vibes, that shark tooth shape for the leaves, you guys. Now, I can say, this year, since I had her outside, she has given me at least 3 leaves. This one right here, along with this one, and this one is a new one to my surprise. So I think she's slowly trying to crawl up this pole that I had created probably over a year and a half ago. And look, I was trying to be very optimistic, but my optimism did not pay off just yet. So I'm hoping I can get her to grow up here. That's my goal with this plant, for her to reach up here. And that's pretty much going to be my display for her. But I mean, for the most part, the leaves that I do have, she is very beautiful and full. I just wish she grew up some more so that I could have. It just took me such a long time to get to this, you know. And for that reason, and I feel like that reason alone, that's the reason why she's number 17. I feel like if she gave me more growth, she would have been higher up on this list. Okay, number 16, you guys. Another B-roll, because this is also a bushy beast of a tree-like plant, and that is my Philodendron burrow marks. I've had this plant since 2021, I want to say. When I brought her, man, she was probably like this tall. She is a super fast grower, will take over the space. I wish I knew that growth habit. I didn't know she was going to grow so well for me. If I could foresee the future, I probably, I don't know, may have not gotten the plant because I just didn't realize how much of a space. She's so wide all the way around. But she is a beautiful plant. She's like one of those centerpiece type plants that really needs a space all by herself, maybe with a dangling plant here or there. But Where I currently have her at, she's not really being displayed and being shown as beautifully, I think, as she deserves, because she's like right beside my red emerald that is really taking over the space as well. So I can give her credit because she is definitely creating that jungle wildness that one may want to have in certain areas or corners of their home. So yeah. My next one, okay, number 15. I was on the fence as to where to actually categorize this plant. I've already just talked to you guys about her, but she does have a good place in my heart. Again, I've had this plant for going on 5 years, and it's the Philodendron Birkin. I absolutely like this plant, you guys. I love this plant. You don't have to fight so hard, I don't think, to keep her variegation, the creaminess, in my personal opinion. I really haven't had any issues with this plant from day one. She is one of the plants in my collection that's very adjustable. I've moved her several times without her skipping a beat. She never showed off, acted up. She acclimates very well. She's a very adaptable plant in my personal opinion. Right now she's back in my sunroom, but at one time she wasn't in the sunroom. When I first brought this plant, I didn't even buy this house. We was in apartments, and she wasn't getting very light at all because it wasn't the best lighting situation in my apartment at the time. And she was doing well, and she was growing. Had her growing inside my home. Now in here. She wasn't here at first, and the reason why I'm moving her is not because she was doing bad. It's just that I may have needed space for another plant, but because I know how adaptable she is, I can pretty much put her anywhere that has some form of light, and she will tend to do her best. I haven't really had any issues with pests or anything like that, so she's just been an all-around good grower, fair grower. You know, you would think that she would be higher up on the list, but it's not that I love her and think she deserved to not be higher up on the list. It's just that I had other plants in those slots that I feel pull my heartstrings even more stronger, if that makes sense. So that's the reason why she's at number 15. Number 14, this plant, you guys, I talk very little about her on my channel. I think I may have talked about her in the very beginning stages of my channel. We've went through several phases with this plant as well. I hope I can get to her. That's my Philodendron Silver Sword. You guys, when I first had this plant, she was huge. She was so huge till I chopped her up. And I remember I gave some larger sections of the plant away. Because she can take off and take a lot of space. And I mean, like, her leaves when I first got her was like the shape and size of my face. I just chopped and kept the smaller pieces, to be honest with you guys. And I'm not mad at it. It's such a beautiful plant. And, you know, it's a very underrated plant in this stage of the plant world. I remember at one point where everybody was trying to get their hands on this plant and how much it was being talked about. And now I cannot believe that people are not talking about it, considering the fact that we are all running after towards, and I do it myself, but I at least have this. We run after the silver leaf Hoyas. You can get, if you don't have this in your collection, you can get this too. Look at that beautiful silverness. Like, oh man, it's such a beautiful plant. She got babies down here, you guys, that's grew since I propagated. Little baby. Looks kind of cute, but I've had her for years now. I actually brought this plant, I think, when I brought this home 4 years ago now, and yeah, like, I love her. I think she's a decent plant. I think now it's time for me to make some more space for the next batch. Give me a second, you guys. Okay guys, so we are at number 14. This plant, you will see a B-roll of it, is the classic, iconic, regular heartleaf Philodendron. But she's not just a regular heartleaf Philodendron. She is the it plant, the plant that sparked all of this, the plant that sparked this channel, the plant that sparked my love for plants. She is the oldest plant in my entire collection. I love her so much. She was a very small plant that probably would have fit initially in like a 2-inch planter. And now she's growing beautifully and displayed on the trellis in the wall in my bedroom. I love this plant so much. Again, she is important, but I could not rank her in like the top 5 because outside of that, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have so much more passionate love for the other plants that follows, if that makes sense. But yeah, the heartleaf philodendron. Okay, number 13, you guys. I've definitely talked about her on my channel. I've done a special video for her as far as my care tips. None other than my wild looking gloriosum here, you guys. She is wonky and she's growing wildly. And this is one of her latest leaves right here. She is not hardened off. That's why you see the subtle kind of dark and light right here. She's still baby new, just really unfurled. There's been a couple of leaves that I kind of chopped off from her. She's turned yellow. Those big leaves that I had in the past has also died off. But again, as you can see, she is a very, I say regular grower for sure. She is always unfurling a leaf to my surprise. I really love gloriosum for that beautiful texture, the silky feel, and look at that white veination, that powdery veination that's going on with the leaf. She still, again, no surprise, she has, let me see if I can hold her up. She has new growth right here, and she's also have a new growth is right here as well. And looking at the size of this is going to be a good size leaf. Again, it's just maintaining this beast. I got her in these weird structure, trying to control her or keep her up, because if not, she would just be wound all over the place. But I really love this plant. She takes up a lot of space though, you guys, but she definitely is a showstopper growing in my adequate lighting in my living room, I believe. Now, number 12. I did not do a B-roll because y'all recently, not too long ago, seen this plant growing wildly in my dining room, and that is the Philodendron Red Emerald. That plant has got to be kind of like one of my first philodendrons that I purchased outside of me acquiring the heartleaf one. And when I had her, she was just a baby, probably maybe a foot tall at best. And y'all seen where she's at. She's grown beyond the height of my room, my ceiling. I have a vine that's well past 9 feet long. She is a monstrous of a plant. I did not do a B-roll, but I did. And if y'all watch that video, I think I made a mention of how I didn't want to cut her because I have already other cuttings in my home. And because she grows so well, you know, I don't want to have so many of them. But I do have this one that I wanted to share with you that was way easier to move. And this is this beauty right here, you guys. Guys, this is the one that I have actually growing in my bedroom on my shelf. She's solely being grown in water. So look at all those beautiful water roots there. Guys, this plant, I love this plant so much. Not only does she has that beautiful darkness of the petiole, but the dark line that's actually the back of the leaf is such beautiful, that red hue, and has like red undertones on the outside of the leaf. The leaves, if you could see, so healthy looking and just dark and rich. And this is how she's growing. She's literally on a shelf. Let me bring it down. She's on a shelf and all of this is just hanging. And I'm not mad at it because it just gives me, look at that, it just gives me such a beautiful vibe, you guys. I don't know, this looks like a thumbnail moment. What y'all think? But yeah, I just really love this plant. And again, that's the reason why I can't cut her, because I have this big monstrous growth in my bedroom. And I also have another water cutting in a bigger water vessel that's kind of like growing in my dining room on the floor as well. So, you know, I don't know. If y'all need some red emeralds, let me know. And maybe I'll have the heart to cut Big Mama in there. I don't know. I'm just letting her do her own thing until I figure out something or she forces my hand. It's one or the other. But I do love that plant so much, and that is the reason why she is ranked number 12. Now, number 11, you guys, this is going to have to be a B-roll, even though we are in the room with her. It's just that me getting her to all the other plants that I got going on here is unrealistic for me to move, but you've seen her. And that is my Philodendron Golden Goddess. She is another beauty that kind of like, I think I brought this plant almost similar around the same time as my Red Emerald, and I got her from a big box store at the time. I want to say around 2021, maybe 2022, or towards the end of 2021. At the time, I think she was like the $19 plants. You know how Costa Farm has those white pots at the time back then. I think it was like 1999, 1998 or something like that. And I was like, I really love that beautiful golden light color. And I just felt that that would have done a pop in my sea of green at that time. And unbeknownst to me how well of a grower she is. Now, half the time that I've had her, she was actually being grown inside. And I think I needed room. And I decided to bring her in here. And when I brought her in here, she just took off. She just loves this environment. And she's my mini tree to the point where she has surpassed the little hand made stand, and I think I'm going to have to do a reattachment to accommodate the top part of her, but she is such a beautiful plant. I love the play on the hues that she does as far as new growth and coming into her own and then settling. You actually see different I categorize it as 3 shades of green. Of course, the very light, pale, beautiful lime color comes in when she first emerged. Then she's transitioning from that stage until trying to acclimate herself, which gives her a slightly darker hue of green. And then the final transformation, when she's settled, she's still a lighter color than what you would see our dark green babies, but she still is a lime. And so I appreciate all of that, the changes that she goes through. Very adaptable plant, easy to care for. It took me a while, I think, to accommodate her watering style, hence why I lost some of her leaves at the lower part, but I don't really mind the look of it now because she really is shaped almost like a tree, and not by design. And for that, you know, I really do care a lot about this plant. That's why she is definitely number, I think, 11. Now, my number 10 is where we're getting in the nooks and crannies of the final countdown. Oh, wow. So number 10, which I'm just going to show you, is my silver stripe. Guys, I love this plant. Look at these stripes on here. Such a unique pattern design. Each one is different, like fingerprints. She was such a tiny specimen that I acquired years ago. I got to get rid of this leaf right here. Let's see if I can get rid of it now. She's such a joyful plant to grow. She was such a small specimen. I am trying to develop her. I did this growing season, propagate her, put what I could on the top, and I think I may have a cutting or two actually planting in a small planter somewhere in my home. But she is, for the most part, nice and full here. I just really love the play on the colors here, you guys. And she probably more than likely would be more fuller than this. But because I have her growing in my bedroom, she's getting good light, but maybe not blasted with light. But it's okay because I am loving her the way that she looks in this pot, just her growing style, even with the one tail. This was once longer. This is what I had chopped initially, the propagator. My goal in design is, of course, to get another vine going, and hopefully I can just get a nice little, like, lush seeness of this. But this plant is a stunner, a showstopper, and very classy in my opinion. Plant number 9. See if I can get her in the screen. You may even see bits and pieces of her. I didn't even realize it until now, but I'm going to try to bring her in. This is my Florida green. She is a very adaptable plant. She is somewhat tall. She's probably at a little bit past my midsection. She's like maybe in my chest area at this point. She was growing in my dining room. Now she is being grown in my bedroom, and she has not missed a beat. She's very adaptable. And that's the Florida green, you guys. Let's see. This plant, first of all, let's see. I got her sitting on my lap. And let me put her on the floor now so you can see her. Look at these leaves, you guys. I just love, so healthy. Such a healthy plant. She is what I would consider, and I have her on the floor, you guys, and you can see she's slightly taller than me, even sitting down, you guys. And I mean, she is a beautiful thing. And this actually is what I would love to accomplish with the Florida Beauty, if I can get it to look just as pristine as this. But she is not really giving me any trouble. I really haven't, and I'm looking just to confirm my statement, but I really don't recall, and I'm looking and I don't see that I've lost any like lower leaves with this plant. It's just a one viner trying to turn into 2 extra vines. I think I did cut her at one time and put her back in here, and so now it's like another little baby little vine trying to come up at the bottom. But you know, she can stay like this. I believe this is one of the plants I try to decorate lightly during holiday time, particularly Christmas, because she just have like such a tree-like structure, and she's just so beautiful and delicious looking. I don't know, I love this plant so much. So this is why she is definitely number 9. So let me do some more clearing out, and then we can get down to the final countdown. Give me a few seconds. Okay guys, so I came right back. And side note, real quick, or sidebar, I must really love you guys, and I must really enjoy talking to y'all. And the reason why is because in order for me to maintain some form of control of sound, I usually keep the doors shut in here. And so by me having this door shut, I'm kind of like also cutting off my AC, and so it's getting really hot in here. And I was like, hot and humid, and I'm looking at the thermostat right now. It's 81 degrees in here, to give you any insight. But the things that one does to provide the love of plants to you all. So I don't mind. I enjoy doing it. I just wanted to share that. I was like, golly, it's getting hot in here. But I thought maybe it was hot with joy. But I didn't think that. Okay, anyway, let me go to number 8. Number 8 is my pink, not so pink princess. I have her on the floor, you guys, so you can see. She is a beauty. She is not pink. This is my very first pink princess purchase, before we realized that the pink is suspect. But you know, honestly, it's like a surprise. She got like a new leaf trying to burst right here, but she is actually a surprise plant for me. I love her so much because I love dark leaves. Years ago I had the Philodendron dark, or was it dark cardinal, where it was nothing but all dark leaves, and I went through transition with that plant up and down, and she had finally met her demise a couple of years back due to pest and possible some form of disease type of thing overtook her, and I had to wind up making a decision and just get her out of the house. Or put her in the trash, more or less, because it was just too, she was too far gone. And one of the things that I loved about it was just the darkness of the leaves. And so even though she's not giving me a lot of variegation with the pink, and I'm okay with that, I do still admire her growing for the beautifulness of the leaves. Now, as you can see, I have her sitting behind y'all. So the back part, this part I'm actually seeing. I don't have her turned, which I probably should, but this explains why you see the wonkiness of where she's growing, because her leaves is actually trying to turn around and face the window. So I may need to turn her around. I think the reason why I didn't do it is because her petioles are so long, and I would really have to pull her out somewhat, and so therefore I kind of like just turned her around for space saver. But I really do love her. Now, granted, we did want the pink, and I do have another variety of the pink princess that's kind of grown slowly, but she does have way more variegation of pink. Now, again, you know, you guys, they've been coming out with these new names for these pink princesses, and I don't know if they're more or less trying to reinvent the love for her, because we found out the truth that it is based on genetics as far as how well the pink will be. So now you're seeing the names like Pink Princess Galaxy and all this other stuff, and I'm not sure if it's just one of the same plants, they just changing the name. But anywho, I think this was just called a regular Pink Princess. Even though it probably could go for like I guess a galaxy thing because of the speckling or whatever, but she is way more pink in color. I've got some babies going on right here, so I don't know. Will I try to grow her to be this size? If I did, you guys, I would have to make a choice, because, you know, philodendrons, you know, I don't have a huge collection, thank goodness I don't, because if I had it the same way as one would have a Hoya, my goodness, I don't even think I'd be able to fit in my house, because they just get so large and take up so much space. But nonetheless, I do love my pink princess, pink not so pink princess, such a beautiful grower. She lost a lot of her lower leaves, you guys, and I'm going to air, I do plan on, just never got around to doing it, I do plan on air layering her, and I may just very well try to do that over the non-growing season, give her time to actually get a lot of healthy roots going on in there, and then make a chop come next growing season, or I don't know, it depends on how robust I can get her roots to go. If her root system can actually grow into very robust, I can cut her and just lower her down some more and get that part where she lost the leaves actually in the soil. But she's just been a good trooper. I just really love this plant. I would love to actually get her out of here and put her somewhere else in my home. I just don't have the space, so I have to figure it out. But anyway, she is number 8. Number 7, you guys. Show you one of them, because I have another one growing in my home, in my bedroom actually. But it is the Philodendron Micans, you guys. This plant is a gorgeous plant. I'm going to get rid of some of these leaves. She is also, when you give her proper lighting, she is a fast grower. Now, her leaves doesn't look all that big. Nowhere near big, I guess, than the Micans that I have growing in my room. She is the plant opposite of my heartleaf philodendron that's growing on the trellis. Her leaves are slightly a little bit bigger, and she may be slightly a little bit more maroon or copper tone in color, because she may be getting a little bit more intense light. Now, you guys, look at this. Now, I gave her a chop because she sits on one of my shelving in my dining room, and she had hit the floor, you guys. She was on the floor, trailing on the floor. And I said I had to cut her. So I gave her a nice bold, try to cut her evenly across. And so now she's hanging at a good length. She's like midway of the shelf. And I probably more than likely will give her another chop, so forth and so forth. She is very bald up at the top though. And so I was debating on whether or not if I should even take time to propagate her. Even though she does propagate, I think, very easily, in order for me to fill this up, I would have to do a lot of chops. I could take also one of these vines, and maybe I may do that because that may be a little bit more simpler and easier. I probably will do that now I think about it. Just wound it up in the top to see if I can get her going, because I do have a couple of stakes already pinned down in the top when I tried to do it before. But, you know, really, nobody really pays too much attention to the top. They're too focused on this wave of green, and I just love this plant because of the texture as well as the autumn-like colors that she provides me. And I believe the sun direction must be changing, which it seems like it's gotten a little darker in here. Dark in here, yet a little warmer. But anyway, that was the Micans. Now, number 6, you guys, and I'm going to have to show you a B-roll of this as well because she is beautifully grown in this macrame hanger. You guys, I could not, I know I couldn't get her out because I didn't even try. I don't want to risk losing all of that lusciousness. I would have to actually unhook the entire thing, and in order for me to do that, I have tall ceilings in my home. Did not feel like pulling out the ladder and so forth and so on. So you get the B-roll. But I love the lemon lime, you guys. She's such a beautiful plant. She's been just a very fast grower, a moderate grower. She adapts to light. I feel like I found the sweet spot with having her hanging in front of my window in my bedroom. She is dangling so nicely. She's so full, as you can see. She's full also at the top. She hasn't balled yet at the top or anything like that. She's just constantly going. I know at some point when she probably reaches, I say, the top of my TV stand, I definitely would have to give her a little chop. I also have, I did chop her one time before, and I believe I do have her in my little tea cup kettle thing that's kind of like hanging, and she's just one viner that's just been going on down. And you guys, I'm not mad at her. I love her so much, and I'm so glad why, and you can look at her and understand why she's made it to number 6. Okay guys, I can't believe we finally made it down to the last 5 philodendrons. I'm so excited for 2 reasons. One, we're getting to the plants that really pull at my heartstrings, and 2, I can finally get out this hot room. Okay, so really quick, number 5, you guys, is my beautiful Brazil. Now I have, I'll show you a B-roll of my main plant. This is my second main plant because my first plant, you guys, if you have been a OG person of the channel, you would have remembered when I actually had the Brazil was what I had actually growing on my wall instead of this Peperomia Hope. And it was growing vigorously, and she got infested with mealybugs. I had to take all the vines down. It was super, super long. It was a mess, yada, yada, yada. And I couldn't save the plant, but I think at that time I already had this plant that you've seen in the B-roll, so it kind of didn't matter. And then also too, the plant that I'm about to show you now is actually cuttings of the original plant that I had on the wall, what I could save as far as making sure that it was clean and fresh and whatever. And so she is the beautiful one that's actually mixed in with this pothos, you guys. And guys, I love the Brazil. If you are someone who loves lime green and different shades of green, all combined into this beautiful yumminess, this is definitely the plant for you. I say she is definitely a fast grower. The plant that I have growing in my dining room, she is actually has grown down, but I think I took one of the vines and rewrapped her growing up so that she wouldn't be, because I believe she probably would have been on the floor. She is one of the best beautiful plants. You know, if you are a beginner plant person and you wanted to dip your toes in the color scheme first, well, second step rather, this would definitely be the one to try out. She definitely lets you know when she needs a drink, because she not only wilts, but her leaves get super thin, and she just doesn't skip a beat. Now you can also forget to water her at least one day. She's not going to just die on you instantly. She's kind of forgiving. Give her a nice drink, wait a few hours, and she bounces and perks right back up. And she is very adaptable to light. So many different reasons why I love this plant, and that's why she's made it to number 5. Number 4, you guys, I've shown this plant 1,000 times, and I'm surprised she did not make my number 1. I believe the last time I did a ranking of my philodendrons, she was number 1, but also 2. There are some philodendrons that was in my collection back then that are no longer in my collection, either due to them meeting their demise or me just finally getting lacklustered with them, and I kind of just gave them to friends or whatever. But this one right here has just been maintaining my joy. And of course I got to show her again, and it's my Philodendron Plowmanii. How can I not? Of course she would be in the top 5 percentile. This plant is a joy to grow once I figured out what she likes. She rewarded me with such beautiful fluffy like leaves. Oh man, I just really love this plant, and I'm just really showcasing her so much because of the comeback that she made. You've already heard the story, so as far as her journey, there's no need for me to go into it any more. But Plowmanii, number 4. I know you're probably wondering, darn, if that wasn't number 1, what is? Or maybe not. Or y'all might be disappointed in me. Who knows? But let's find out. Number 3. No, we're at number 3. I'm losing track. I'm sorry. Number 3 is actually, the key is showing you guys without hurting her leaves. And this is my Philodendron Saint Martinese. I love this plant so. If you love arrowheads, horse heads rather, guys, god dang. But, and also I think I've recently shown you guys this plant as well. This is the latest leaf. Can't see my hand is hiding behind it. You see that? Look at that. She's covering my face, y'all. She has grown very well, you can tell. I mean, look at the thickness of the petioles. And she's also, and I think I showed y'all this in my update as well, all this, she's actually wrapped herself into this cocoa core, which is not going to provide her with any benefits, but it is giving her what she needs for her to grip on and just size up. And so magically that is what she's doing. Look at that. You see that? That's crazy. That's just from her being outside. But guys, I love this plant. I started her all over as well because she was growing beautiful, but it was a lot of internodal spacing. She was not like full looking like this, and I love how she is. Very beautiful statement piece. That was my 2nd year growing her outside, you guys. Give me a second because I don't want to hurt my plant. Okay. Number 2. This was a real tough choice, but I'm looking at the last 2 and I'm debating if I should switch it. No. Okay. Number 2. I gotta stick with what it was. Number 2, you guys, you've also seen her. She's heavy. My Paraiso Verde, you guys. Can you see this? If I put her on the floor, I'm not sure if you're going to see her yet. Oh. Or no. No, y'all can't see her. So let me just hold her like this for now. Okay. You guys, I love this plant, so that's the largest leaf. And she definitely deserved a spot in my opinion because she really grew up the rankings as far as pulling at my heartstrings with how much I love this plant. Because we all craved to get the Paraiso Verde, and then we slowly discovered that this variegation has to be worked hard at to actually get and maintain. It has something to do with lighting as well as humidity. And I think heat as well is also a factor. I'm only able to really get this type of marbling in the leaves in the summertime, growing season, when I actually put her outside. Now, granted, I can have her underneath these grow lights, and it really does not matter from my experience how much light I give her, because I cannot nowhere near accommodate that heat that she requires to get. Now, you guys gave me some beautiful recommendations as far as possibly putting her on a heat mat and things of that nature. I haven't really tested that theory out, but you know, because of the size of her leaves, like, guys, look at my hand. I'm not mad at it. So I actually love the fact that she is giving me subtle variation of color. So whenever she does provide me with leaves like that, I am actually in love. And my Kira, this might be the thumbnails. Yeah, you think you click on it for this? Yeah, probably so. I don't know. And she's actually growing another leaf at the top. I just potted her up in a new pot. This leaf right here, she hasn't finished unfurling. It doesn't look like she got that much speckling going on. But this is the latest leaf. She too has also, I can't really show y'all, but she too has wounded her roots into the cocoa core. The way that she's growing, you guys, is such a beauty. I think I'll probably add another attachment. Maybe make her my height is the goal to have her growing. But once she does, look at that by my face, you guys. But once she does reach that plateau, that's when I'll be satisfied. She's such a full plant. I've really enjoyed growing her, and this is like one of those plants where I thought I wasn't in love, but then I found out the more I got to know her, how much I love her. And that's why she's number 2. I felt like she should have been number 1, but I have to follow my heart and my passion. So, if you're wondering what number 1 is, I guess if you've been watching my channel, you'll know the one that I haven't shown yet, but I don't know. So, I had to go with it, you know. My rankings was based off of not only, I mean, if I did it off of leaf size and structure of plants, we already know what it probably would have been in the last 5, the biggest plants that I had. But we want big foliage, but we also want joy in growing. I mean, right? At least that's my perspective. Why do what we're doing? Why are we here? Why are you guys watching me right now, this moment? All behind the love and joy of growing plants, learning about plants, seeing other people's plants collection, yada, yada, yada. But anyway, this is number 1 because this plant was one of the plants that I immediately fell in love with the second I saw her. And when I got her in my collection, I couldn't have been any prouder. The simplicity of her, yet the beautiful, elegant structure of her. And that is the Philodendron tortum. You guys, hands down, she's got to be number 1. She got roots growing out. I probably need to repot her. And maybe I should. I have to find another planter to put her in. But you guys, she's not huge or tall by any means. Maybe I need to, she's leaning whatever. So maybe I do need to put her on a stake, you guys, and you can see the full beauty of her. But I love, 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 love this plant. If this don't speak tropics, it speaks tropics. It speaks vibes of just elegance. Let me lay her back so she can, I don't want her snapping, but she just speaks a lot of things. I really love that alien feature of their leaves. I don't know what it is about it. I think it's super cool how it just untwines like that in that beautiful, like, new baby formation, because it's just so pink and alien-like structure. I don't know. I just really like it. It's wild. It's wonky. You know, and if I can get her to grow really high up on the pole, which I do think she deserves to be put on a pole now at this point, and I will. But what I will do, I'm not going to put her on none of these cocoa coir. Because the leaves are so thin, I want this plant to be the focal point. So she's going to be probably placed on a bamboo stake so that she can hopefully blend in with the foliage, and then we can just appreciate nothing but the foliage. So, yeah, this is not my number one, you guys. I don't know if you could have guessed it, if you agreed with me as far as the philodendrons you have in your collection. Hey, you know, I'm interested to know from you guys. Give me your top 5. Your top 5 philodendrons that you have in your collection that you really love and like. I'm curious. I want to see if it's any of the ones I had, or if you perhaps could introduce me to a new form of a philodendron that maybe I don't have, or I may not even know exist. You know, so yeah, just share with the whole entire plant community. So yeah, this ends this video, you guys. Keep in mind, if you love foliage as much as I do, and you love listening to planty things, definitely subscribe to this channel. Keep doing what? Pushing those thumbs up. Thank you to all of you that take time out of your day just doing something as small as that to help out my channel. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart here. And since I know this has been such a long video, I'm going to say, to show me that you watched to the end, say boom, boom. How this ties into this video, I have no idea. Does it apply to the philodendrons? No. But I know for a fact you'll have gotten to the end by saying boom, boom. Anyway, I'm going, you guys. You know I can be silly. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye.